back and relax, and we hope you enjoy.
So we always have
We've always wanted like our own podcast where we could really just, because whenever we talk, we always feel like we have very interesting conversations about multiple stuff, and we feel like we want to share this with you guys.
Yeah, other people, you listeners out there might find something that you can connect with. You might be interested in it as well, or maybe we're talking about 3 things and you're only interested in one of them. And we never really know where we're going to go. A lot of it is just sort of stream of consciousness. We just talk, and it goes from one subject to another. But it's sometimes we cover some. We wouldn't have gotten to topic 3 unless we had started with 1, then went to 2, and then we ended up with on this other thing that we wouldn't have necessarily started with. So the stream of consciousness thing is kind of a nice way to explore.
I really like talking because when we talk, it's very interesting about what we talk. And like the other day, we were like talking, and then we were like talking about this like space thing, and then after like we kept on talking and talking and talking for hours and hours, and it really kept the time, like if we needed to kill time, we just kind of talked and talked. And I think talking is a good way of killing some time. If you're ever really bored, you can just talk. And I really
I think it's interesting you said killing time, because now that I'm older, I don't want to kill time. I want to make use of time, even if it's just being quiet and meditating. So yeah, you're younger. You have, thousands and thousands and thousands of hours and days ahead of you. I'm, I guess, a little more conscious of my time and how I want to spend my time. Not that I need to be productive all the time, but just to being kind of just conscious of time and what I'm doing with my day. Do I want to be busy? Do I want to be calm? Do I want to be productive? Do I want to take a bunch of naps, whatever. So it's, I think as I've gotten older, my relationship to time and doing things and be busy or not be busy has really changed, as I'm sure it is for a lot of people as they get older.
Yeah, I think time is a weird concept. I went to this exploratorium, and there was like this like big I don't know what it's called. It's like a planetarium sort of like dome where like, anyway, we were watching this show at like 3, and it was like, we're gonna go explore into time and space, and it was like really cool because like when you look up, it's like all right there, and like the lady that was hosting was like explaining everything that we were doing and like showing us and telling us about what happened, and I enjoy doing that, and I think it's really cool that you can go do that. I didn't know what that was at the time, but when we went, I was like, what is this? And then I ended up liking it. I also really like VR. VR is a really cool concept to me. I just got one, and whenever I use it, there's something about it that I just like it. I just like it a lot. And there's like these cool features where you can like talk to your friends, you can see into the other world, like you could like press like an action button, and then it just goes on to your whatever the camera picks up, it sees. And like I play this game called Gorilla Tag, and it's about like you're like a monkey, and basically you go like there's like a bunch of different maps, and you can like buy like in-game currency and like talk with your friends, chat with your friends, just hang out really. And there's also like this really weird like creepypasta on the game where it's like ghosts. So like basically like ever since I don't know when, like when the game came out in 2021, someone or somewhere started a thing where he said, or he or she said, there's this like weird ghost and I've been seeing it and it's really strange. And then other people start making content out of that. And I think it's I really enjoy the game. I just got my friend to get on with me like the other day, and it was really fun. But then his headset died because he has a really low battery. That's another thing that I hate about one thing I really don't like about my headset is that it like all the MetaQuest headsets, unless you're like using PC VR, which is like plug-in, and then you don't have to actually like have it standalone charge, which I use standalone because I lost the link cable for it because now I can't plug it into my PC. But
don't you want to have batteries so you can move around freely though, rather than having a cable?
Well, yes, but the cable links it to your headset, and then when it's linked to your headset, the PC picks it up and then enhances the quality or whatever.
Oh,
but the power runs off of the PC freely. Because since your PC is normally plugged in,
right,
it never has to be charged, or unless you have like a desktop or like a Chrome or MacBook. But like, yeah, one of the features that I really hate is the battery. Like most of my battery lasts about at least 2 hours of gameplay on standalone. And I really want to try PC VR because PC VR it like makes your graphics way better. And you can also play for longer. And I play a lot of other games like this game called Downshot. It's kind of like Bone Lab, but like it's like different because it like I guess it's kind of the same, but like there's no story, and it's like I've tried it before. It's really funny because when you spawn in a bunch of dummies and then you get like a gravity gun or whatever, and then you just you just pick them up and then you can fling them across the map in multiple different maps, which I say is pretty cool. I also used to play this game called Rec Room. Maybe some people have heard of it. I know most adults play it a lot, but also there's a lot of annoying kids on it that just start screaming and screaming and screaming. But that's why I mute my...
Is it a shared... When you say other kids on it, is it a shared...
It's a multiplayer game.
Oh, that's what I mean. Okay.
It's like...
I see.
So Rec Room is like a multiplayer game where you're basically based in a college dorm. So you're like in college and you're like on a college campus. And the different rooms in the game are like the games. So like people can make games with like a maker pen, which is like a tool that you can use, and then it like draws items. I built a chair in that game, by the way. It's really cool. And then
do you feel connected? You know, there's this whole thing now, like everybody's got a phone, and there's more online interaction versus meeting with guys or girls or whatever, meeting with your friends and playing in person. There's a lot of internet, not necessarily physically with each other. And that's not something I grew up with. There was no electronic stuff like that. So if you played with people, you were with them in person. And I know you play with some friends in person. And then you also have communities that are over the internet.
Yeah, so
where you're not physically with them. Do you feel a difference?
Well,
like a different set of connectivity?
Since everything when you put on the headset is in 3D, when you join, let's say for example, Rec Room or Gorilla Tag or whatever, whenever like Horizon is really good for like human interaction. So basically, like you kind of set up your avatar when you set up your Meta account, and you use that avatar on Horizon, and like people use their voice chat. So it would be like if there was a person like standing in front of you, and you could also make it so it's a mixed reality, so they're in your house. Mm-hmm. You could like host like a house party,
okay,
and they'll be able to see your location.
Oh, okay, interesting.
So like but first you have to scan your entire room, and then it'll take pictures of everything in the room. So then it could virtually translate it to the other person's screen. So when they join that, they can see everything that's around you, and they can also do the same.
Wow. That's a trip. That's a trip. You know, I was looking at the... they had the planets lined up recently, or maybe they're still kind of lined up. And it's not going to happen again for another 40 years or whatever.
What?
That's what they said. So I took some with Star Search or Sky Search, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And it shows you, I turned off constellations, so I just had planets. And it shows the moon is out now. I guess we got a lunar eclipse coming up in another week, maybe.
Yeah, every week there's a new eclipse.
But there's, I think it's around the 14th, there's going to be a total lunar eclipse, which will be kind of cool.
Yeah.
But they had, with the app, it would show all the different planets. And you had Mars, Uranus, Neptune, Venus. It was pretty cool. They were lined up. And it's amazing because they're so... the 3D lineup of space where nothing is near each other than us looking at it.
Yeah.
It looks like it's connected looking at it. Same with the constellations. But they are on a completely different plane, millions of miles away from each other, not the planets, but the constellation stars. And yet it appears as this,
line.
This image that can be, kind of translated into Sagittarius or Orion or whatever.
The closer you get, the farther it gets.
What's that mean?
It means, like, if you have, like, two planets aligned, like, as in spheres.
Yeah?
If you have two planets aligned as in, like, spheres, it would be like you have, like, two planets, but when you're on Earth, they look like this. But when you start getting closer to them,
how far
they start
apart
getting
they are.
farther and farther and farther and farther and farther until you're in the middle where that one's, like, 9,000 kilometers that way, and that one's 10,000 kilometers that way, or space units.
Right.
Or astronomical units. I learned that word.
Oh, that's a good one.
Astronomical units.
It's a very interesting... I mean, I know cultures have been studying the stars and planets and space for a long time. Just because you look up at night and it's like, what are those things? What is our relationship to those? And all the little daily tasks we do on the Earth is like, hands-on kind of stuff. And then you get this bigger spatial thing that sometimes is hard to grab. I know with the Webb telescope, you see these galaxies that are like not even necessarily there anymore because by the time the light gets here,
that's cool. That's a cool topic.
They may not even exist.
Like, that's
crazy.
If you see, like, let's say I looked into the night sky and I saw a new planet. I saw the like a planet really far away, like out of the Kuiper Belt. If I saw that planet or asteroid or whatever now, and then while I'm traveling there, by the time I get there, it probably won't even exist anymore. Everything will be gone.
I know.
Because the farther away you are from something, the more in the past it is.
Right. That's an interesting concept.
Because the light it takes time.
Right. And there's so much stuff here that's immediate. Like if I see something,
like we can technically still see the Big Bang. We could technically still see that. Light has not traveled from the Big Bang to get to us.
How do you know that?
Well, I guess, because there was something that happened that had to cause an explosion that came with dust and particles in something. So, it means that from now, that happened probably so far away and so long ago, but it doesn't really matter because 13 billion years later, the light probably hasn't still traveled to us. Like 1 month, and we hope that next time we can do a live stream for you guys, and you can give us any suggestions about what you want us to talk about, and maybe we'll see you next time. This is Think Different, and we hope you think different.